Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, families and friends, and of course, our graduating class of 2026. A very warm welcome to Singapore Management University and to the opening ceremony of Commencement 2026. My name is Mega, a Year 2 SMU student, and I am very honored to be your MC this afternoon. Today marks a significant milestone, not just for our graduates, but also for the families, friends, faculty, and mentors who have supported them along the way. Commencement is a celebration of perseverance, growth, and the many experiences that have shaped each graduate's journey here at SMU. As our graduates take their next steps into the world, we celebrate the impact they have already made and the possibilities that lie ahead. Before we begin, I would like to request everyone to kindly switch their mobile phones to silent mode. We would also appreciate your cooperation in remaining seated throughout the ceremony, as our professional photographers will be on hand to capture all the cherished moments of today's ceremony. We ask that all attendees maintain a respectful and considerate atmosphere throughout the ceremony. This is a significant milestone for our graduates, and we want to ensure that the event proceeds smoothly and with the dignity it deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Grand Processional, led in by the University Award winners from the class of 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we welcome the Chancellor of SMU, Mr. Lim Chi-on, to officially open this year's commencement. Chancellor, please.
On behalf of Singapore Management University, I am pleased to extend my warmest welcome to our distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, and family members. I hereby declare Commencement 2026 open.
Thank you, Chancellor. May we invite everyone to take their seats. Guest of Honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, Chancellor Mr. Lim Chi-on, Pro-Chancellors Mr. Kwok Kun-ien and Justice Judith Prakash, SMU alumna and honorary degree recipient Ms. Yip Pin Chu, Chairman Mr. Piyush Gupta, and members of the Board of Trustees, President Professor Lily Kong, Provost Professor Alan Chan, Senior Management, faculty, distinguished guests, the graduating class of 2026, families, and friends, and to those joining us virtually, a very warm welcome to today's commencement ceremony. We are delighted to have all of you here today as we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. I would now like to invite Chairman Mr. Piyush Gupta up on stage to deliver his welcome remarks. Chairman, please.
Guest of Honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, co-founder Contedge Capital, Chancellor of SMU, Mr. Lim Chi-on, Pro-Chancellors Justice Judith Prakash and Mr. Kwok Kun-ien, members of the Board of Trustees, President Lily Kong, SMU alumna and honorary degree recipient Ms. Yip Pin Chu, faculty, staff, graduates of the class of 2026, parents, proud parents, and guests. Very good afternoon to all of you. Today marks an important milestone for our graduates and a very proud moment for your families, for friends, for the faculty and mentors who have supported you along the way. To the class of 2026, congratulations. You worked really hard to get to this point. I've got bad news for you. You're going to have to work even harder. Today is a celebration of your achievements, but it is also the beginning of a new chapter, one that will unfold in a world very different from the one that many of us entered when we graduated. You're graduating into a world that is not simply going through another cycle. It is being fundamentally reshaped. Global growth is more uneven, supply chains are being reconfigured, geopolitics are changing the way capital, trade, and talent move across borders, and the dreaded words, AI, artificial intelligence, is not just transforming jobs, it's changing entire industries, business models, and even the way value is created. Yet, every major period of disruption also creates new opportunities. Today, you can already begin to see the nascent effect of some of these opportunities in areas such as digital innovation, sustainability, healthcare, cross-border connectivity, reimagining completely new ways of doing business. This combination of uncertainty and opportunity will define the landscape that your generation inherits. Well, quite appropriately, today's ceremony is being hosted in the School of Economics. Economics gives us a very useful lens through which to understand such change, how incentives shape behaviors, how markets adapt, and how societies allocate scarce resources. I want to use this occasion to leave you two messages. One, the value of your education. Today is actually quite a significant day. It's a very important day. And it's important because I'm not sure how many of you saw Sam Altman's comments overnight. And he said singularity is here. People have always talked about singularity in the future. For somebody like Sam Altman to say it is here on us today is actually a really significant and seminal moment. And I think he was guided to this because of what happened with the OpenAI model last week or 2 weeks ago. This model escaped from its sandbox in the lab, went out completely self-driven, decided that the best way to solve the problem it had was to go and find the data and models in Hugging Face. So it spun out of the lab, went into Hugging Face, produced answers, was able to take it back into its own domain completely by itself. So in this kind of world, you've got to go back and figure what is the value of domain knowledge. I think domain knowledge will always be important. But I also believe that some things are going to be even more important, and that is my first message for you. Your education resulted in some transfer of knowledge, but more importantly, it resulted hopefully in a training of the mind. I will call out three things which I'm hoping you take away from your stint at SMU. Clarity of thinking, the ability to look at problems, complex problems, and think about them in a differentiated and clear way. Adaptability. I think adaptability is going to be one of the most important attributes that your generation will need. The pace of change is incredible, it's profound. And so the ability to pivot rapidly, to be able to adapt to constantly changing environments is a huge skill. And finally, the ability to communicate, to empathize, and to engage. You notice these are all skills. And it is my belief and hope that these capabilities are capabilities that you picked up at SMU. Not necessarily in the core curriculum, but in your clubs, in your activities, in your internships, in your exchange programs, in the hanging out with your friends. It's my hope that your education at SMU has equipped you with a way of thinking, the ability to analyze complex problems, challenge assumptions, engage diverse perspectives, and to make decisions thoughtfully. Equally important, it's my hope that your education has taught you that decisions carry consequences, often extending beyond what is immediately visible. The second message I want to leave with you is this. As you move forward, I encourage you to reflect on two S's, success and significance. Success is often personal. It reflects achievement, advancement, and recognition. Significance is a little broader. It reflects impact, what you build, what you improve, and whose lives are made better because of your efforts. Success may open doors, but significance determines what you do once those doors are open. In the long run, it is significance that strengthens institutions, communities, and societies. Singapore's own journey illustrates this well. Economic success was essential, but what truly mattered was how that success translated into opportunity, resilience, and shared progress. Your generation now has the opportunity and frankly the responsibility to build on that foundation. One person who exemplifies this idea is someone from our very own SMU community. Yip Pin Xiao, this year we are delighted to confer an honorary degree on one of our own, SMU alumna, Miss Yip Pin Xiao. Her achievements in sports are extraordinary. As a Paralympic champion, she has carried Singapore's flag on the world stage with pride, distinction, and grace. But what makes her remarkable extends far beyond medals, records, or podium finishes. Her journey is a story of discipline, resilience, and consistency sustained over many years. She has demonstrated that circumstances need not define outcomes, and that perseverance can turn limitations into possibilities. More importantly, she has used her achievements to inspire others. That is significance. Our guest of honor today embodies many of these same qualities as well. Dr. Yao Kashin, co-founder of investment management firm Contest Capital, has achieved what few people in the world have accomplished. As you will hear, his mountaineering achievements reflect not only physical endurance, but also meticulous preparation, discipline, and calm decision-making under pressure. In high-altitude climbing, conditions change rapidly. Information is incomplete. Risks must be assessed continuously. There is little margin for error. The context you will face in your careers will be different, but some of the underlying realities are remarkably similar. You will often need to make decisions without having all the answers. You will encounter setbacks and uncertainty, and you will need to remain anchored by your values, priorities, even as circumstances change all around you. Dr. Liao's journey reminds us that achievement is rarely the result of a single moment of brilliance. More often, it is the product of preparation, perseverance, and sound judgment applied consistently over time. His contributions beyond mountaineering are equally noteworthy, particularly through efforts that help create opportunities for others. Because ultimately, achievement is not only about reaching summits, it is about expanding possibilities for ourselves and for those who follow. Graduates, as you leave SMU, you leave with more than a degree. You leave with a community, a set of values, and a way of thinking grounded in rigor, curiosity, and perspective. The world you enter will undoubtedly present challenges, but it will also offer immense opportunities for those prepared to learn continuously, to adapt thoughtfully, and lead responsibly. Whatever or wherever your paths take you, I hope you will strive not only for success, but also for significance. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2026. We are proud of what you have achieved, and we look forward to what you will contribute in the years ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chairman.
They say no mountain is too high, no obstacle too great to overcome. For me, that saying was tested in K2, a mountaineer's mountain. K2 humbles you, steep, unpredictable. She decides who stays and who goes on. Above 8,000 meters, the oxygen is so thin that every breath feels borrowed. They call it the death zone, for good reason. 1 in 5 climbers who make it that far never make it back home. You never do this alone. I've prepared for this march with my friends, my family, and my Sherpas alongside me. I've made friends on this journey, but also lost fellow comrades and climbers on this mountain. Yet, I willed myself forward, step by step, breath by breath, honoring the memories we might ascend. Because I believe you climb not to conquer the mountain, but to conquer the things inside of you. When I finally stood on that summit, 8,611 meters above the world, I felt small and infinite all at once. I stood there as proof that limits are meant to be tested and broken. I realized that the saying is true. No mountain too high, no dream too big when you climb apart.
I would now like to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, co-founder of Quantage Capital, on stage to address us. Dr. Liao, please.
Class of 2026, proud parents, family, and friends. I almost died on 13 August 2025. The video you saw earlier was made by Temasek Holdings for a speech I gave to 1,000 employees last year. And the first question on everyone's mind then was, why climb K2? 8 years ago, I summited Mount Everest. I had thought that was the achievement of my lifetime. Then I read that K2 is widely known as the mountain of mountains, the king of mountains, the savage mountain. Soon after, I realized Everest is like a children's playground when compared to K2. It terrified me to hear of K2's fearsome reputation. So, many people assume that mountaineers are fearless. We aren't. It took me a good 6 years to decide whether to attempt K2. But I knew it was a challenge that I must take on, to learn about my inner self, to learn what my true limits are. Fear wasn't the obstacle, it was part of the decision. What is life if you're constantly living in your comfort zone? I encourage all of you to constantly challenge yourself as you embark on your new journey in life. After deciding to climb K2, I felt I needed to answer another question. When I summited Everest, I did so with the help of supplemental oxygen. Only a mere 1.7% of all Everest ascents are done without O2 because it's so difficult to survive in a death zone without oxygen. Death zone being defined as any location that is above 8,000 meters on Earth. So besides climbing a more difficult mountain, I thought it would be a worthy challenge to try a more difficult method of climbing. That's my definition of pushing the limit. I think all of us have our personal Everest or K2 to climb. If you're feeling too comfortable in your future job or in life, think about what to do next. Perhaps your K2 is starting a new career or taking that leap to try something you have always been afraid to do. If you walk away with just one message from me today, it is this: be humble, be prepared, never give up, and surround yourself with the best people you can find. Climbing any great mountain is an extremely humbling experience. When you step into the great outdoors, you immediately feel how small you are. Mountains have a remarkable way of stripping away anything that you thought is important. Very quickly, you realize how unimportant you are. At 8,000 meters, the mountain does not care whether you're the CEO of the most successful company in your country or a person without any titles or trappings of success. It treats all of you equally. When a mountain decides it's time for you to go, you go. It quickly removes whatever ego or pride you accumulated in society. It's an extremely refreshing feeling, at least to me. You realize a lot of things that you thought are important in life, like how people view you, your social status, are actually not so important after all. That's why I love going back to the mountains. Climbing a big mountain like K2 requires a lot of preparation. A lot of people ask me how long one takes to train for it. If you start from scratch, I would say 2.5 to 3 years. If you have many years of foundation behind you, perhaps 6 to 8 months of hard training. For me, I was training 2 to 5 hours per day, 6 days a week, with only one rest day for my tired body to recover. Of the 6 days, 3 days were spent doing long runs, 20 kilometers on average, to build up my cardiovascular endurance. 2 out of the 6 days were spent doing the most boring stair climbs in Singapore, carrying up to 70% of your body weight for up to 5 hours non-stop, up, down, up, down, up, down. The last day was spent in the gym training your core muscles. Training is tough, training is monotonous, training builds discipline. There is no shortcut to success. That's the price to pay if you wish to climb K2 without O2. I encourage you to adopt the same disciplined approach in life. If you wish to achieve something worthy, you've got to invest the effort, and it will pay off. Preparation is not only in the realm of training, but also in planning. I practice the most conservative risk management on the mountain. If people bring 500 meters of rope along, I bring 1,000 meters. So I do not find myself short of rope at critical times. I was not planning to climb with oxygen, yet I brought oxygen bottles along, just in case I needed them. For me, my primary goal is not reaching the summit, but going home safely to my family. If most people bring one personal Sherpa along, I bring 3 personal Sherpas to deal with contingencies. And true enough, because of road fixing issues near the summit of K2, other expedition teams had to rely on my surplus of Sherpas to allow the mountain to be successfully summited in 2025 for everyone. Speaking of risk management, this is a funny but harrowing story I'd like to share with you. In this video, you see me stepping into a rickety old box and going onto a zip line. 3 days before, the raging river swept away the only bridge in this village. The villagers quickly got together and created a zip line to allow people to cross. On the afternoon of my arrival, I took a look at the zip line and decided not to cross. Why? Now, I'm not a civil engineer by training, but neither are the villagers, and the zip line did not look solid enough. I told my team to make camp for the night and requested for the zip line contraption to be improved. Risk management, right? Naturally, the villagers were very upset, and it was a money-making operation for them. In fact, it was more like an extortion racket. For the local Pakistanis, they didn't have to pay any money to use the zip line. For myself and my Nepali Sherpas, $40 a person, which is a month's earning for each villager. If you're a white guy, too bad. They assume you're wealthier, $100 a person. If you're someone of Indian descent like Piyush, even worse, $200 a person. Because Pakistan was recently at war with India. Nevertheless, we held our ground and walked away. And true enough, when we returned the next morning, the zip line contraption was vastly improved. Even then, my heart was pounding very quickly as I zipped across the river. This is the same river that smashed a strong bridge to pieces 3 days before. Look at how fast the water flow is. And I knew if I fell in, my body would suffer the same fate too. Now, one may be the best trained, the most risk-averse climber on a mountain, but things will always have a way of not panning out the way you wish it would. K2 is a highly volatile and uncertain mountain. In such a scenario, you can only rely on that special inner strength to help you survive another day. It is called grit and resilience. On my last day on K2, 13 August 2025, it was the closest I came to death. Rocks started zooming past us at very, very high speeds, like bullets in a war zone. First, you hear them coming. They sound like helicopter blades, very loud helicopter blades. Then you have 1 to 1.5 seconds to figure out where they're coming from and decide whether to jump left, jump right, or stay still, like a computer game. Here you are extremely exhausted after 2 months of hard climbing, yet you had to be at your sharpest. Otherwise, you might die. Never give up. That's the most important lesson I learned from mountain climbing. I was also in extreme pain as I was moving too quickly in my bulky 8,000 meter boots. These boots are not designed for running at all. I advise you to look away from the screen if you don't like gory images. I could feel the skin on my toes slowly peeling off as I ran for my life. But you just have to bite your teeth and tell yourself that pain is temporal, but you only get to live life once. All the doctors I met subsequently told me they'd never seen so much skin come off toes before. Eventually, the rocks stopped falling after 3 hours, though that felt like eternity to me. When I realized that I was going to come out the ordeal alive, I stopped, broke down, and cried tears of relief. Now, when I wake up every day, I'm just thankful for the simple opportunity to be alive. You can say that my view of life has changed a bit since. My experience on a mountain reminds me of a famous experiment conducted by Professor Kurt Richter in the 1950s. Now, Professor Lily Kong is probably going to tell me that such an experiment will never pass SMU ethics committee today. But in the experiment, Professor Richter put rats into water jars to figure out how long they will survive by swimming. Most of the rats gave up quite quickly. None survived beyond 15 minutes. Then Professor Richter did something interesting. In a second trial, he removed the rats just as they're about to drown, dried them up, let them rest, and then put them back into the water jar again. Guess how long the rats survived this time? Not 15 minutes, not 30 minutes, not 1 hour, but 60 hours. That's a massive change. The rats were able to survive in an intensely stressful situation, transforming what used to be hopelessness into ultra endurance. I will make the argument that the same applies to you too. You are better than rats. You are better than you think. At some point in future, of you, in your career or in your life, may feel that all hope is lost, that you should just give up. At that point in time, think about the rats in the water jar. Never give up. You are better than them. The final lesson I'd like to share is this. Surround yourself with the best team you can find. The people around you will make a difference. Submitting a mountain requires teamwork. It is not the work of one man. I cannot comment on how other people run their teams, but I can share how I run mine. First, I select Sherpas whom I've climbed with before, people whom I know are hardworking and do not grumble. Second, there seems to be a social class divide on the mountain, where paying clients eat in one tent, while Sherpas and the local staff eat in a separate tent. I make it a point to regularly eat with my Sherpas, serving them food sometimes, in an effort to break the class barrier. As a result, they are fiercely loyal to me. Finally, knowing that 2025 was going to be a difficult climbing season on K2, I was upfront in stating my expectations that I'm okay to be the last expedition team to depart the mountain, which may be demoralizing for some members of the staff who miss their families after 2 months. But sometimes it's better to state clear but difficult expectations right at the start in order to allow your team to better focus on the task at hand. So this is what K2 without O2 taught me. All of us have a K2 to climb. Yours may not involve wearing bulky gear and crampons, high altitudes, or frozen fingers and toes. Yours may be starting a company, it may be pursuing research, it may be following your lifelong passion. But whatever your mountain is, I hope you remember these 4 things. Stay humble enough to keep learning. Prepare harder than anyone expects. Keep moving, even when progress seems invisible. And choose who you surround yourself with carefully, because no one reaches the summit alone. Whatever your K2 is, I wish you every success in your climb. But more than that, I wish you the courage to begin it. Because it's not just about reaching the summit, it's also about the journeys we take. Every step you take will change you a little. You'll chisel away fear, and reveal strength you didn't know you had. Life is learning about yourself when the air thins, when the risks rise, and when you can't help but cry tears of gratitude for just simply being alive. So, when your next mountain calls, my advice to you is, do not wait. Take the first step. Take action. Because all great climbs and all great life journeys begin with our courage to take the first step. What is your K2? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Liao. SMU confers honorary degrees upon individuals whose exceptional achievements and contributions have made a lasting impact on society and their respective fields. Today, we are honored to recognize and celebrate one distinguished individual. May I invite SMU President on stage to deliver the citation for our honorary degree recipient. Professor Kong, please.
Singapore Management University wishes to confer upon Ms. Yip Pin Siu the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa in tribute to her remarkable accomplishments and the positive impact she has made through her service and example. Ms. Yip Pin Siu is Singapore's most decorated Paralympian and Southeast Asia's most accomplished swimming Paralympian. A 7-time Paralympic gold medalist and 8-time world champion, she holds multiple world records in the S2 backstroke events. Across successive Paralympic Games, she has achieved the rare and remarkable distinction of retaining her gold medals, setting new benchmarks of excellence on the global stage. Through her extraordinary performances, Ms. Yip has brought honor and distinction to Singapore, elevating the nation's standing in elite sport while redefining what is possible in the face of adversity. Diagnosed with Charcot-Marie-Tooth syndrome, has surmounted significant physical challenges with quiet determination, discipline, and resilience. From a young athlete competing in international meets to a world-renowned champion, her journey has been marked by steadfast commitment and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. Her achievements are not only measured in medals and records, but also in the inspiration she offers to people from all walks of life, demonstrating that limitations can be transcended through courage, perseverance, and hard work. Beyond the pool, Ms. Yip has been a dedicated and influential advocate for greater inclusivity and accessibility. She has worked actively with governmental and community organizations to advance opportunities and support for people with disabilities, and has contributed significantly and meaningfully to shaping a more equitable and compassionate society. During her tenure as a nominated Member of Parliament, she spoke with clarity and conviction on issues of social importance, championing causes such as accessibility, inclusion, and the well-being of vulnerable groups. Her advocacy has helped to deepen public awareness and foster a more inclusive national conversation on disability and social equity. An alumna of Singapore Management University, Ms. Yip graduated with a Bachelor of Social Sciences and exemplifies the university's values of leadership, resilience, and service. Her enduring connection with SMU is reflected in the establishment of the Yip Pin Siu Scholarship, which recognizes and supports student athletes who demonstrate excellence in both sport and character. Her journey continues to inspire our students to pursue their aspirations with determination, to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, and to contribute meaningfully to society. Ms. Yip Pin Siu's life and achievements stand as a testament to the transformative power of perseverance, courage, and purpose. She has not only excelled at the highest levels of sport, but has also enriched society through her advocacy and leadership, embodying the ideals of excellence, inclusivity, and service. In recognition of her exceptional achievements and her outstanding contributions to society, Singapore Management University is honored to confer upon Ms. Yip Pin Siu the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Thank you, Professor Kong. Please remain on stage. We now invite our honorary degree recipient, Ms. Yip Pin Siu, and SMU Chancellor on stage for the conferment and presentation of the honorary degree. Ms. Yip and Chancellor, please. We now invite Chancellor to confer the honorary degree. Chancellor, please.
By the powers granted pursuant to the Singapore Management University Act, I hereby confer upon Ms. Yip Pin Siu the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa and admit you to all the accompanying rights and privileges.
Chancellor, may we invite you to place the university hood on Dr. Yip. Pro-Chancellor will now present the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa to Dr. Yip. May we invite guests of honor, Pro-Chancellors, Chairmen and Provosts to join us on stage for a group photo to commemorate this special occasion. Thank you. May I invite all to your seats and Dr. Yip to remain on stage to deliver her acceptance speech.
Thank you so much. Is the mic close enough? Yes? Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. It feels, I'm not used to being called Dr. Yip. I was just getting used to be Mrs. Boo, but now it's a new thing, so y'all call me more, okay? So I can be used to it. So a very good afternoon to guests of honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, Chancellor Mr. Lim Chi-on, Pro-Chancellor Mr. Kwok Kun-yen, and Justice Judith Prakash, Chairman Mr. Piyush Gupta, and members of the Board of Trustees, President Professor Lily Kong, Provost Professor Alan Chan, Senior Management, faculty, distinguished guests, proud families and friends, and most importantly, congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. Today is a very special day for all of us. I'm deeply honored to receive an honorary doctorate from SMU. I remember what it felt like sitting where you are now when I was graduating from SMU 10 years ago, feeling excited and a little bit fearful about the future. I mean, I still feel that way today, but perhaps mostly wondering what's next. The wonderful thing about graduation is that you leave with a degree after years of hard work. You also leave with the opportunity to decide what kind of person you want to become. I have a disability called Charcot-Marie Tooth, and that causes my muscles to deteriorate over time. While the rest of the kids had friends and could play amongst themselves, I was ostracized as a kid, often struggling to get from place to place, hoping people could not tell that I was different. I know what it feels like to be judged before being known. When I was a child, there were many things people assumed I would never be able to do. Live on my own, get married, swim, travel, enjoy life. Basically, lead a normal life. And perhaps the hardest thing about growing up with a disability is not always the physical challenge. It is the limitations that other people create before I even had the chance to discover my own possibilities. For a long time, I had to learn how to separate the limits that existed in the world from the limits that only existed in the minds of others. When I was growing up, there was a lack of representation of people with disabilities in the world around me. My mom and I read about Ms. Chia Yong-yong, a lawyer who has muscular atrophy, who also uses a wheelchair. And after that, my mom told me that I should study very, very hard so that I could be a lawyer, so that I could talk smartly and not have to use much of my body. We all know that's not actually the case. My mom was worried about my future. She was worried about what would happen to me if one day my body could no longer do the things that it could. She wanted to make sure that I would still have a voice and a way to build a life for myself. My parents always believed in giving me a normal life, a life that my brothers had too. So if they went for piano lessons, I would also go for piano classes, even though I was losing hand function. And when they went for swimming classes, I would also go for swimming classes, even though I was losing balance on land. Now, 25 years later, I'm a professional athlete, a very, very physical job. And I guess after today, also an honorary doctor of laws. Look, Ma, I guess we can have it all. But only because the people closest to me never limited my life. To my family sitting over there, thank you. I love you all so much. And everyone who has supported me on this journey. How different would things have been if we had listened to others who said that I couldn't do sports because I had a disability? Or if we believed the aunties in the lift mumbling amongst themselves that my life would be a very poor thing. We had the strength to ignore these naysayers, and I'm so thankful for that because things would be so different if we had not. I had people wanting the best for me, supporting my ambitions, also a really stubborn personality, enough to challenge the standards. I was fortunate that they gave me the opportunity to try. And because of that, I discovered that I was far more capable of what I had imagined. People mocked. You cannot even walk. You want to swim? I became a swimmer. Then I became a competitive swimmer. And eventually, I stood on the world's biggest sporting stage. Well, I sat on the world's biggest sporting stage. Today, I'm incredibly proud to say that I'm a 7-time Paralympic gold medalist. I have been a part of the narrative of how we see disability and ability, and I'm a part of the inclusion movement in Singapore, bettering systems and the lives of others. As graduates, you have spent years learning about markets, incentives, and the forces that shape the world around us. But there's one concept I wish that we had studied a little bit more, and that is the concept of bias. We make quick judgments based on someone's appearance, their background, their nationality, their religion, their gender, their disability, their education. Basically anything that is seemingly different from ourselves. People have made assumptions about what I cannot do before I've even had the chance to show them. They saw the disability and they assumed they knew the whole story. We all do this to one another in different ways. And perhaps one of the greatest challenges facing our world today is that we are becoming increasingly divided by the things that make us different. We live in a time when it is very easy to find people who agree with us. And slowly, without even noticing, we build a world where everybody around us thinks the same way. But that is not unity. That is simply being comfortable. Unity does not mean that we think the same or that we share the same beliefs. Unity means that despite our differences, we still choose to see each other as human beings first. And I believe that is something the world desperately needs right now. We are living through a time of immense uncertainty. We see conflict between countries and division between societies. I want to challenge you today to think differently about your role in this world. You will make decisions that affect people you may never meet. I hope you remember that behind every number is a person. It is easy to talk about efficiency, but who gets left behind or forgotten in the pursuit of efficiency? The next time you meet someone who is very different from you, ask yourself, what's their story? And when you take the time to listen, we become aware of our personal biases, less afraid of our differences. Throughout my journey as an athlete, I have learned that success is never achieved alone. And I think that lesson applies far beyond sport. Whether you are building a business, leading a team, or anything, you will need other people. So don't surround yourself only with people who agree with you. Find people who will respectfully challenge your thinking. And when you disagree, remember that disagreement does not have to become division. We can have different beliefs and still care for each other, still work towards the same goal. That, to me, is unity. If there are 3 things I can offer you from my life, it is this. Number 1, find an amazing, healthy support network in your life. Build friendships, build relationships, and they will help you to thrive. Number 2, when there is an opportunity, don't doubt yourself. If somebody thinks you are ready for it, then believe them and be ready for it. And lastly, we all have the same 24 hours. A lot of times we say we're too busy to do something. But you can decide what you want to do with your time and prioritize the things that matter. One day, years from now, I hope you look back and realize that your greatest contribution was not simply what you achieved for yourself, but what you did for the people around you as well. The future will be shaped by the choices you make, and I hope you choose empathy over assumption and unity over fear. So to the graduating class of 2026, congratulations. I wish each and every one of you an incredible journey ahead. And while you're on this journey, don't forget to bring people with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yip.
If there's one thing we know, it's to never stop asking questions, because that's what drives us to create impact.
I often ask myself whether my work truly matters or if it makes any real impact. And I realized through my SMUX modules, where I had to engage with stakeholders and present projects, that ultimately it does. So while most of the projects that we do are for the grades, it was those beyond the classroom that made me realize that our work can have a real impact.
So the most impactful question I've asked came during my first internship. I asked the lawyer, why work so hard? He said that law is a service industry. You provide for others, and trust is the most important thing to build.
I once asked, are we choosing the safest idea or the boldest one? That question made me realize how often I defaulted to playing it safe.
During my audit internship at KPMG, I worked on tasks like vouching and tracing transactions to supporting documents. Seeing how each check contributes to ensuring the reliability of financial statements made the work feel more meaningful. That was when I understood that what we learn in class is actually applied in real-world situations.
One experience that comes to mind is Project Heartcode, in which we worked with secondary school students from underprivileged backgrounds supported by CDAC. And we taught them basic web development, so from coding to building simple websites. It was really meaningful to connect with them and encourage them to try out new technologies, and it made me reflect on my own journey.
There's this warm feeling of belonging that never really goes away. I remember when I first entered SMU, I remember thinking, this place is different. You know, it was interactive, you had to speak up, you had to think, and not just memorize. So that culture shaped me, So staying connected isn't just about nostalgia, it's about staying close to a place that saw something in me even before I saw something in myself.
It's about exchanging ideas, supporting one another, and having the space to turn what we've learned into something meaningful that reaches beyond ourselves.
What stands out to me is just how accessible the network is. I'm often just a few connections away from a meaningful conversation with someone experienced.
Being adaptable, that's one thing that I'm constantly learning. And of course, as we know, the world is changing so fast. When I graduated, AI wasn't even a thing, and now every conversation includes AI.
I believe that post-graduation growth will come from finding some sort of a balance. Graduation will bring new routines, and SMU has prepared me to maintain that energy and purpose, not just for myself, but so I can make a meaningful impact on those around me.
I want to keep learning how to better understand different people and perspectives. I want to continue improving how I listen, communicate, and adapt to different situations.
SMU instilled in me a curiosity about how the world works, what drives it, and how different forces shape outcomes. I hope to carry this forward by continuing to question, learn, and make thoughtful decisions that shape better outcomes over time.
As you're looking to graduate, what does happiness look like for you when it comes to work?
What's your why? Why do you do what you do?
With all of us stepping out into the workforce, how will you choose to stay connected and support the friends you've made during your time in SMU?
How would you find your edge?
Are you ready to use what you've learned to make a difference?
It is now time for the moment we have all been waiting for, the conferral of degrees. Graduates, please rise. We now invite Chancellor Mr. Lim Chi-on, accompanied by our President and Provost, on stage to officially confer the undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. Let's give them a round of applause. Chancellor, please.
By the powers granted pursuant to the Singapore Management University Act, I hereby confer upon you the degrees shown respectively and admit you to all the accompanying rights, privileges, and responsibilities. You are henceforth proud graduates of this university, and I bid you to always uphold the good name and standards of this institution. Congratulations.
Thank you all. I would now like to invite Chancellor and Provost back to your seats and the President to the rostrum. Graduates, please be seated.
Guest of honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, co-founder Quantage Capital. What an amazing speech that was. Totally jaw-dropping. A round of applause for him. Chancellor of SMU, Mr. Lim Chi-on, Pro-Chancellors Justice Judith Prakash, and Mr. Kwok Kun Yen, SMU alumna and honorary degree recipient, Dr. Yip, Chairman, Mr. Piyush Gupta, and members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, parents and guests, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Congratulations on reaching this milestone. Today marks far more than the completion of a degree. It is a celebration of your perseverance, your growth, and the many quiet acts of courage that have brought you here. Each of you has traveled a distinct path, shaped by aspirations, uncertainties, friendships, setbacks, discoveries, and moments of renewal. At SMU, you have not merely acquired knowledge. You have learned to navigate complexity, to work across difference, and to support one another through seasons of challenge and change. These are achievements worthy of deep pride. Let me say a few words about the world you're stepping into. Many of you began your university journey during a period marked by global disruption and profound uncertainty. The COVID-19 pandemic altered the rhythms of everyday life and reshaped assumptions about work, society, and the future itself. As you graduate, you step into a world that continues to evolve rapidly. Technological transformations are accelerating. Economic and political uncertainties persist. Communities around the world grapple with pressing social and environmental challenges. Yet, amidst these realities lie immense opportunities to reimagine possibilities, to build bridges, and to contribute meaningfully to society. Your years at SMU have prepared you not simply to respond to change, but to shape it with wisdom, imagination, and humanity. A university education is ultimately not only about professional preparation. It is also about who you become. Thoughtful citizens, compassionate leaders, individuals who understand that success gains its fullest meaning when it uplifts others. The world will reward innovation and expertise, but it will also call upon your judgment, your integrity, and your empathy. What will distinguish you is not only what you know, but how you choose to engage with uncertainty, with difference, and with difficulty. I hope you will move forward with both confidence and humility. Confident in your abilities, yet humble enough to continue learning. Ambitious in your aspirations, yet attentive to the needs of others. Because leadership, after all, is not measured only by influence or accomplishment. It is also reflected in generosity of spirit, courage in adversity, and the willingness to serve a purpose larger than yourself. Graduation is not an ending, but the beginning of a lifelong relationship with SMU. Wherever your paths may lead, whether into your first professional role, a new venture, public service, further study, or an unexpected opportunity, you remain part of a vibrant and global SMU community. Our alumni network, which hits 50,000 strong with this year's commencement, is built not only on professional connections, but on shared experiences and enduring relationships. I encourage you to stay engaged, to support one another generously, and in time, to pay forward the encouragement and guidance you yourselves have achieved. SMU too remains committed to walking alongside you through initiatives such as our lifelong career support, because learning and growth do not end at commencement. I have spoken about how universities should not just be four-year institutions during which undergraduates secure your degrees, but 60-year institutions that walk with you that journey for that length of time. As you step into this next chapter, I hope you will remain curious and open. Dare to imagine possibilities beyond the familiar. May you pursue excellence with integrity, embrace diversity with empathy, and seek not only personal success, but meaningful impact. And amidst the demands of achievement, remember also to care for your well-being and for those around you. A fulfilling life is built not solely on accomplishment, but on purpose, relationships, balance, and joy. Before I close, let me thank you for your graduating class gift. Your generosity will help future students flourish and create opportunities for generations to come. Congratulations once again, class of 2026. Wherever life takes you, know this: SMU will always be a place you can return to, a home that celebrates your accomplishments and believes in your potential. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Please remain on stage. Established in 2010, the Ho Kwon Ping Circle Award is one of SMU's most prestigious student honors. Named after our founding chairman, Mr. Ho Kwon Ping, this award recognizes distinctive graduating students who have exemplified the core circle values of commitment, integrity, responsibility, collegiality, leadership, and excellence. It is now our pleasure to present the Ho Kwon Ping Circle Award winners for 2026. From the School of Economics, Chua Kwan Chuen Elson. Tan Yi Xuan. From the School of Computing and Information Systems, Tan Sien Lin Axel. Zara Teo Xiao Xuan. From the School of Social Sciences, Erica Pham Min Lee. Kristen Lim Tin Xuan. From the Yongbong House School of Law, Jamie Ray Song. Jerome Raphael Teo Su Chen. From the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Kelly Go. Tae Wen Singh. From the School of Accountancy, Shannon Chong Yu Ning. Thank you, Professor Lily Kong. May I invite you back to your seat. Congratulations to all our Ho Kwon Ping Circle Award winners!
Before I came to SMU, the curriculum was a lot more structured, and it was always about preparing for the next test or the next exam. After joining SMU, I have learned to navigate uncertainty and make decisions in dynamic environments. The memorable moments that I had at SMU were definitely the friendships that I forged in extracurricular activities. And I remember very fondly going for a late night supper after a late night club activity on Thursday nights, and having to keep track of time to make sure that all of us caught our last train back home. I would like to thank my family and friends for being with me every step of the way, and also to thank the managers from OSL and C4SR for supporting my student life, and my professors for their academic guidance.
Before I entered SMU, I was a little bit more shy and introverted, but SMU's pedagogy has helped me greatly in developing my confidence. The class participation, presentations, and real-world projects helped me to be able to step out of my comfort zone and be a lot more comfortable with speaking up in these group settings. That has definitely helped me a lot in my internship at JP Morgan Chase. At JP Morgan Chase, I worked with a group of like-minded and driven individuals to develop a solution to present to the C-suite. And I was able to stand on my own and give my thoughts and speak up when needed because of this confidence that I've built up from school. And that has helped us present a solution that was pretty well done and well received. Some of my most memorable moments in SMU came from mentorship. I remember meeting a senior who was very generous in sharing her study tips and notes from the modules that I was taking, and that kindness and generosity inspired me to want to do the same moving forward. As I graduate, I plan to return to SCIS to continue mentoring my juniors and host networking sessions for them as well. I'm very grateful to my family and loved ones who have, throughout my education at SMU, provided me with so much encouragement and support. I'm also very grateful for my professors who always try to make class a lot more engaging and help us learn a lot better and remind us that learning isn't just about finding the right answers. And of course, I'm very grateful to my friends and fellow graduates as well for providing me with so many memories throughout my time here.
After witnessing that inspiring video featuring our brilliant university salutatorian and valedictorian, it is now time to present them with the well-deserved awards. May I now invite Provost Professor Alan Chan to join us on stage for the presentation of these prestigious awards. Provost, please. Let's welcome Jolie Cheng Yu An to receive her SMU Salutatorian Award. Let's welcome Lee Zong-eun Ryan to receive his Kwek Hong Peng Valedictorian Award and CPI Valedictorian Award from SMU Provost. Thank you, Provost. May we invite you back to your seat and Ryan to the rostrum to deliver his valedictorian speech. Ryan, please.
Guest of honor, Dr. Liao Ka-shin, Chancellor, Mr. Lim Chi-on, Pro-Chancellors, Justice Judith Prakash and Mr. Kwok Kun-yen, SMU alumna and honorary degree recipient, Dr. Ip Ping Sio, Chairman, Mr. Piyush Gupta, and members of the Board of Trustees, President, Professor Lily Kong, Provost, Professor Ellen Chan, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families, friends, and loved ones gathered here today, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Good afternoon. My name is Ryan, and I'm honored to be here as the valedictorian for SMU's class of 2026. Being here today reminds me of a certain song, a song that you will definitely remember if you have spent enough nights in the LKS library. Around midnight, a particular song will come on over the speakers, the library's gentle reminder that it's time to pack up and go home. I've heard that song more times than I would have liked over the last 4 years, but somewhere along the way, its message stuck with me that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And that seems like a fitting way to think about today. None of us really knew what we were walking into 4 years ago. Some of us arrived with a perfectly color-coded life plan. Others arrived with a timetable and, well, no idea where to go for class. If I'm being honest, I spent my first week mastering what might be the most important university skill of all, pretending I understood what was going on. And then the world made that skill a lot more necessary than any of us expected. We came in right around the turn of the pandemic, when everyone was still trying to figure out if masks were still necessary or if orientation camps could be held in person. Just when we think we have found our footing, generative AI showed up in our second year and rewrote the rules halfway through the game. The way we wrote, the way we coded, the way we did projects, and even the way we thought about our own careers. All of that was up for question, and none of us really had answers. And now, as we leave, the world outside doesn't feel any calmer. Markets are increasingly turbulent, dictated by tense geopolitics around the world. Entire industries are still being rewritten by the very technology we were just getting used to. But here's what I've come to realize. We didn't just adapt once and get to rest. The more the world around us changed, the more SMU pushed us by incorporating these very changes into our classes. It was definitely not easy, doing it day after day, module after module, semester after semester, but somehow we did. That's not luck, that's tenacity, the kind you don't realize you're building until you look back and realize you're not the same person who walked into the wrong seminar room. And what I think mattered through all of this wasn't just our ability to adapt and stay determined. It was who we did all of this alongside with. Some of the most meaningful connections you formed here probably came from the most unexpected places. Someone you met briefly during an internship messages you on LinkedIn, and suddenly you're best friends 3 years later. Someone you sat next to on your very first day of orientation becomes your go-to project teammate for the rest of university. None of that was planned, but it all added up to something real. Strangers becoming familiar faces, and eventually becoming the people who got you through those long 14-week semesters. For me, that is my why. And these people are what made our journey here unforgettable. On this note, I would love to take some time to thank the people who made all of this possible. To our professors and faculty, thank you for challenging us, guiding us, and for going the extra mile to support us beyond the syllabus. To our families and loved ones, thank you for your patience, encouragement, and continuous support. To my fellow graduates, thank you for the friendships, the conversations, the group chats, and the countless moments that made these 4 years meaningful. And congratulations, we did it. I'm sure everyone here in this hall has a list of people they would like to thank as well. Different names, but all in the same shape. The pandemic, the AI shift, every late submission, every rejected internship application, somebody was in it with you too. So as we leave this hall today, here's what I ask of all of us. Don't wait for the world to settle down. It's not going to be easy, but embrace the uncertainty, because what got us through all the tough times here will be exactly what this world keeps asking of us next. Hold on to that tenacity, and hold on to the people who built it with you. Call them, check in on them. Be the person who shows up the way so many people in this hall have showed up for you. In a way, today feels a little like hearing that song again, a reminder that something meaningful is coming to an end. But alas, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Closing time, class of 2026, and yet opening time. Today, we close one chapter, and tomorrow, we begin the rest of our story. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Can't trust a soul, it's my pole and my kids. Scared to never lie, cause my heart hope to die. Till I sold the switch, then I hit it. Kiss one, all red, Mary Jane, just a mix of Ferrari paint. Dancing on everything, wasn't even potty trained. Wookie, we on BBL, Wookie, we on body shame. Throwing dirt on Rocky name, turn around and copy game. Peace on, black on, black piece on, black onyx, black onyx, shining black jeans on. All black chrome, black with black iPhone, black hoodie, black, oh, them dance, mostly gangsta, so my flow. Peace on, black on, black piece on, black onyx, shining black jeans on. All black chrome, black with black iPhone, black hoodie, black, oh, them dance, mostly gangsta, so my flow. So I stay a bit, I can't trust a soul, cause my pole and my kids. Scared to never lie, cause my heart hope to die. Till I sold the switch, then I hit it. Kiss one, all red, Mary Jane, just a mix of Ferrari paint. Dancing on everything, wasn't even potty trained. Wookie, we on BBL, Wookie, we on body shame. Throwing dirt on Rocky name, turn around and copy game. Peace songs, black on. I got onyx, black, onyx, shine. Loyalty, got loyalty, up. Black phone, black with loyalty, got loyalty, up. Hoodie, black, oh, them dance out my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow. Wayne, switch it up. Loyalty, loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my flow.
Bringing together SMU Wushu and SMU Kendo alongside the energy and dynamism of SMU Eurythmics, this special performance reflects the vibrant diversity of talent and passion within our SMU community. Let's give them another huge round of applause for that electrifying performance. We have now come to the end of this momentous opening ceremony, and what a celebration it has been. To our class of 2026, take this moment as a new chapter. Wherever your path leads, know that you'll be always part of the SMU family. Please join me in congratulating our graduates, the class of 2026. We kindly ask all other guests to remain seated as the academic procession exits the hall. May I now invite our guest of honor, Dr. Liao, to lead the grand recessional. remain seated as we will begin the School of Economics ceremony shortly.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the School of Economics commencement ceremony. My name is Clara, and I will be your master of ceremony for this afternoon. Today, about 230 of us will receive an important piece of paper that will set us out in the world. But what is more important than that piece of paper is the journey we embarked on 4 years ago and the friendships that we have forged along the way. Friendships that will hopefully last a lifetime. To relive the moments that started these friendships, we have a short video montage to capture your journey here at SMU. Please enjoy. To start today's program, it is my honor to invite Professor Jia Li, Dean of the School of Economics, to give the welcome address. Prof. Li, please.
To my colleagues, to the families and friends here today, and most of all, to the class of 2026, congratulations. This is your day, and you have earned it. I hope you take a moment to really feel that. 4 years of early mornings and late nights, 4 years of lectures, exams, presentations, internships, projects, and the deadlines that somehow always seems to arrive too soon. 4 years of growing, stretching, and becoming. And now, here you are. Your families are proud of you. Your teachers are proud of you. I'm proud of you. So before anything else, let me simply say, well done. This is my third time standing here to give a commencement address. Usually, a dean is expected to say a few words about challenge and opportunity, offer some lessons about resilience and curiosity, and send you into the world feeling hopeful. But this year, the usual reassurance does not feel quite enough. So instead of giving you only the polished version, I want to speak plainly about the question that is probably on many minds in this room. yours, your parents, your professors, and mine too. What does artificial intelligence mean for the work you're about to do? You have spent 4 years learning to think carefully, to work with data, to build models, to write clearly and analyze evidence, and to make decisions under uncertainty. And you are graduating at the exact moment when machines are becoming very good at many of these things, faster in many cases than almost anyone expected. I'm not going to pretend that I know exactly how this will play out. I have read predictions, I have made predictions. Some people say AI will take everything. Some people say it will change far less than we fear. I do not believe either extreme. The honest answer is nobody really knows what your career will look like in 10 years. Not me, not your professors, not the people making the boldest forecasts. You're not facing this moment alone, and this is not only your burden. Your professors are asking the same questions. What does it mean to teach when knowledge is so easily generated? What does it mean to do research when machines can summarize, code, calculate, and even suggest hypotheses? What does it mean to lead, to manage, to advise, to judge? I ask these questions about my own work too. People who have been economists for 30 years are also wondering what the next 10 years will make of their profession. So you're not behind. You're not late. You're not uniquely unprepared. You're simply meeting this uncertainty at the beginning of your career, while many of us are meeting it in the middle. In that sense, we are all learning together. So I will not stand here to hand down life lessons from a place of complete certainty. I'm still figuring out many of these things myself, but I can tell you what I believe after watching many waves of changes come and go. I believe we should lean into this moment. Not blindly, of course. Change is not always kind. Technology does not automatically make things fairer, easier, or even more meaningful. But waiting for the world to feel certain again is the surest way to be left behind. Because that certainty is not coming. Do not wait for the world to become certain. Learn to move with judgment while it remains uncertain. The people who do well in times like this are usually not the ones who predicted the future perfectly. They are the ones who remained curious. They are the ones who kept learning long after they were required to. They are the ones who could enter a new situation, admit what they did not know, and begin again. And that, class of 2026, is something you already have learned how to do. SMU did not give you everything you will ever need. No university could. 4 years is a short stretch of a long life. And the world is changing too quickly for any curriculum to be complete. Some of the tools you learned here will serve you for many years. Some will evolve. Some may become less important sooner than any of us expected. And some of the skills your career will require may not even have existed when you first arrived on campus. But that is not a failure of your education. That is the world your education was meant to prepare you for. Because beneath the courses, the exams, the projects, and the presentations, something deeper has been taking shape. You have learned how to think when the answer is not obvious. You have learned how to work with people who see the world differently from you. You have learned how to speak, write, argue, listen, and revise your views. You have learned how to keep going when things are unclear, uncomfortable, or unfamiliar. You have learned to ask better questions. What are the incentives? What are the trade-offs? What does the evidence show? Who bears the cost? Who benefits? What might be missing? And what could go wrong? And in an age of AI, this matters even more. AI may change the tasks you perform, the tools you use, the speed at which you work, and even the industries you enter. But it does not remove the need for judgment. It does not remove the need for responsibility. It does not remove the need to decide what is worth doing, what is fair, what is useful, and what is right. The real transcript is not the paper you receive today. The real transcript is you. It is in the way you think when the answer is not obvious. It is in the way you listen before you judge. It is in the way you recover from disappointment. It is in the courage to speak when something matters and the humility to change your mind when the evidence tells you to. Degrees can be framed, tools can change, skills can become updated, but the person you have become, that is what you carry into the world. And that is what will carry you when the world changes. So do not think of today as the end of your education. Think of it as the moment when your education becomes fully yours. From now on, no one will arrange the syllabus for you. No one will tell you exactly which chapter comes next. The world will become your classroom, more demanding, less forgiving, but also richer than anything we could offer here. Let it teach you. Take the opportunity that scares you a little. Enter places you do not yet fully understand. Work with people who stretch you. Be willing to be a beginner again and again. That is not failure, that is growth. That is a life being lived fully. The friends you made here, the teachers who taught you, this school, this community, none of that ends when this ceremony ends. Come back. Stay in touch. Tell us what you are learning out there. Tell us what the world looks like from where you stand. Stay curious, stay humble, stay brave. The future is uncertain. Go towards it anyway. We are proud of you. We are rooting for you, and we will be right behind you. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go well.
Thank you, Prof. Lee. May we please invite you to remain on stage to confer the undergraduate degrees along with their awards.
We will now be presenting the Bachelor of Science in Economics. Abdul Qayyum bin Abdul Latif. Abhinav Khurana. Abhirami Selvan. Hira Pradeep Kumar. Aisha Binte Mohammed Shirhan. Emeline Liu Jia Tong. Aman J. Kamani. Amy Teo K.E. Ananya Mantri. Andrea Ang Miao Wen. Ang Si Qi. April Tanya. Ariel Wong Wei Lin. Ao Chuk Tung Megan. Basavesh Chukimath. Benjamin Go Liangjie. Blossom Vera Jeremiah. Callista Grace Pang Jing Ying. Karen Lee Jiayan. Carlo Tendi. Serlin Chan Mingjie. Chan Yang Shan Fanny. Chan Ding Hao. Chang Tek Yong Timothy. Charmaine Teo Chi Eun. Charn Kit Lung Drake. Chen Chen Jiahui. Chen Yinghan. Chong Wei Hearn Martin. Chloe Tan Sing Yi Sing. Chloe Fang E Glenda. Chao Yen Kai Ernest. Chua Kwan Chuan Elson, winner of the Ho Kwon Ping Circle Award. Chua Ming Wei. Chua Yi Run Stace. Chua Ying Si Jill. Chun Kar Chun. Colin Kwong Yong Chen, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Danielle Yu Ching Hui. Daryl Lee Chang Teng. Digjive Morajkar. Dorcas Wang Su Ti. Diane Li Shi Yuan. Ira Yong Wei Ting. Elijah Ho Tong Lung. Erica Chua. Erin Go Jiayin, winner of the Kwek Hong Ping SMU School of Economics Valedictorian Award and the School of Economics Top Final Year Student Award. Ethan Ariane Martin. Evan Samuel Bona Paralin. Yi Xun Chua. Fang Hui En Elizabeth. Fauzan Aizam bin Mohammed Effendi. Fu Hai Yang. Francisca Ijawan Putri. Gabriel Russell Quek. Gan Wei Ya. Ganaram, son of Raghupati. Go Yang Jun. Haris Hermawan Afandi bin Shailat. Hong Ling Lee. Ira Te Jia Le. Ivy Gracia. J. Tan Jun Kiet. Jeanette Go. Jedi Ray Nabdi. Jenna Poe. Jeremy Tan. Doreen Ng Ziling. Jesslyn Eileen Vijaya. Jessica Tionata. Jiang Junliang. Joel Ng, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. John Ho Weng Shing. Jolene Hung Ying Chi. Jonathan Ang Sheng. Jonathan Kongwei Rama. Jorge Von Rafael III Horlador Swasin. Joshua Le Xuan Young. Joshua Ng Yuan Kai. Josiah Chacon Garcia, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Josiah Howe. Jovin Tae Kiat Sung. Julian Chua Wei En, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Ha Jing Yi. Kanav Agarwal. Kang Liang Jun Benedict. Karen Vanessa. Katyani Joshi. Kaylin Rain Dean. Kelly Ng Wen Xuan. Kim Yong Bi. Kirti Bala. Kevin Singh. Ku Edelin. Cardi Yu Le Tung. Lai Hui Wen. Liao Yen Kang Asher, Bachelor of Science Economics and Bachelor of Science Information Systems, and winner of the NCS Award for the top student in Digital Business Technologies and Transformation. Lam Hun Leong. Larvin Suresh. Laura Chan Suwan. Lebon Tan Yao. Lee Junjie William. Lee Mi Ko. Lee Zexuan Amelia. Lee Zihan. Lian Wanjun. Lim Fang Hao. Lim Fang Qi. Lim Hui Ting Ashley. Lim Jingxiang. Lim Jingzhe. Lim Wenping. Lim Xiaohui. Lim Yun-Yi Jamie. Lim Zhongting. Lim Zhongyu Gregory. Ling Bao Yi. Lo Xing Yi. Lu Yingfei Rochelle. Luo Weihua. Lee Support Vorlek. M. Arun Krishna. Malcolm Tia Tzu Eun. Maria Kanaya Diandra. Maria Sergiva, Bachelor of Science Economics and Bachelor of Business Management. Mark Po Tien Wei, winner of the Excellence Award in Actuarial Science major. Maxine Miyuki Angalang. Melvin Yong Yu Lun, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Michelle Halim, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Mohammed Ghani Khadija Rasmia. Mohammed Adik bin Samad. Mohammed Karim bin Abdul Ghani. Nadia Dorin Jaya Saputra. Naran Batar Saran Setsek. Navya Dewan. Neo Hong Kai Kevin. Ong Chun Yu. Ong Ting Ray Amos. Ong Yu Ying, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Noor Adila Binte Roslan. Nuro Athria Binte Muhammad Shukran. Nurul Nazura Binte Nur Kamal. Ong Don. Ong Tian Hui. Ong Ro Yi. Poshan Gulab Daryanani. Prajna Gon. Rachel Hung Wen T. Raghav Pandey. Reese Lim Kaylee. Rishab Agarwal. Ryan Lim Zehan. Samantha Abigail Sia Eating. Samuel Chan Zi Gi. Samuel Teo Heng Hao. Sania Manoj Masand. Sarah Yashoda Bahedjet. C. Yang Lin. Sethi Ishan. Shafira Afifa binte Shed Alwi. Shen Jun Woo. Cheryl Tan Shi Lei. Shishni Das. Sharkrit Butter. Xie Kershin. So Bing Chung. Sumedha Bandit. Suryansh Bajaj. Tan Hao Yang. Tan Le Rong Clarissa. Tan Ka Hong. Tan Thi Shen Rubin. Tan Xuan Rong. Tan Ying Jing. Tan Yi Xuan, winner of the Ho Kwon Ping Circle Award. Tan Yong Chuan. Tan Yu Xuan. Tan Zhu Ko. Tei Ching Xuan, winner of the Economics Excellence Award. Teo Jing Wern Claire. Timothy Pham Sing Rong. To Sing Hong Eugene. Tong Shi Han. Vignesh Radhi Shyam. Wang Xiaolong. Wang Jing. Wedikara Arachige Sakurani Hansika Pereira. Wang Shi-en. Wang Yu-ki. Wen Shijie. Xavier Ng Shan Hao. Yang Wan Shan. Yao Dong Kai. Yo Ki Yang. Yong Cheng Hao. Zhu Geiyan. Zhou Yihao.
Thank you, Prof. Lee. You may now return to your seat. We would now like to invite the Kwek Hong Peng School of Economics valedictorian for the class of 2026, Erin Goh Jia-yin, to deliver her speech. Erin, please.
A very good afternoon to our Dean, Professor Jia Li, Associate Deans, Professor Chang Pao Li and Professor Tomoki Fuji, distinguished guests, faculty, staff members, parents, loved ones, friends, and most importantly, fellow graduates. I'm Erin, and I'm deeply honored to have been given this opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the School of Economics graduating batch. To the class of 2026, we are finally here. From entering SMU as freshmen utterly overwhelmed by course planning and boss bidding, to sitting for our final exams as seniors, the path to graduation has not at all been easy. Your presence here today is a testament to your hard work and your determination to see things to the end. Over the past few years, I'm sure many of us have become accustomed to hearing the phrase lock in reverberating through every corridor of SMU. Whether it is locking in for tests, assignments, projects, CCAs, internship applications, or basically anything a university student has to do. For those who may not have heard the term before, to lock in means to focus fully on a task and to work hard at it. We are all highly familiar with the constant pressure to keep up, the need to grind and grind and grind till we have successfully accomplished our next goal. However, while much of our journeys are shaped by this relentless toil, I believe that some of the memories that will remain the clearest in our minds long after today are the ones we made when we weren't locked in. Think about the 5-minute study breaks that turned into 40-minute conversations, the late night suppers with friends, or my personal favorite, the sweet treat runs after class. These instances are the ones that remind us not to shun away from taking breaks or going on little side quests to rest our minds. Sure, they might not exactly be productive in the typical sense, but these small, unhurried moments are what keep us sane, and they ensure that we will always have fuel in our tanks to keep our engines running. And so, while there is no doubt that we will all have lots of locking in to do in the future, I hope that you remember that the locking out is just as important as the locking in. Every one of us seated here today would not have made it to where we are all by ourselves. So to wrap up my speech, I would like to specially mention a few people to whom I'm sure many of us are indebted. Firstly, thank you to our families. Whether you are a parent, a sibling, a relative, or a loved one, we are incredibly grateful for your support and the endless sacrifices you have made for us. To our professors, thank you for being patient in your teachings and for pushing every one of us intellectually. I'm sure many of us can say with confidence that we would literally not be here today without you. To our friends who inspire us every day and believe in us, even when it is hard to believe in ourselves, thank you for the countless laughs that you bring and the encouragement that you so generously and so wholeheartedly give. Lastly, on a more personal note, I would like to thank my dog, Snowball, who is the single unwavering comfort in my life, even if he has no idea about it. So once again, congratulations to the SOE class of 2026. I hope that amidst the hustle and bustle of life, you remember to cherish the slow and unremarkable in-betweens. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. This marks the end of a bittersweet journey in Singapore Management University. Many of us have laughed together, cried together, studied together, partied together, sometimes even too hard. But we've made it. So remember to take the time to bask in our achievement for all the hard work it took to get us here today. Because we deserve it. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we invite our Dean to lead the faculty in the academic recession. Prof. Lee, please.